Hey, welcome back to the podcast, guys. And this is season 2, episode 18, and it's Hornady drivers. Woo woo! As you can see, I got Mr. Raymond Adams. Raymond is a local driver. He was a local driver for Hornady. He's onboarded through the transition. Now he's over at Boyd Brothers, still doing local work. We actually didn't want to take on any local drivers. We wanted all OTR drivers, but the first 10 guys, the first 15 guys that I met, every time I start talking to guys, everybody want to know about Raymond. I'm like, who is this who is this Raymond Adams guy? They was like, well, he do local, but he also build relationships with our guys, and so I was intrigued to meet you, dude, because my thing is for what I do for Boyd Brothers, part of my job is retention and culture, and that's basically kind of catering to you guys, which is just natural for me. And meeting you, I feel like you got that same natural deal to where guys just. They feed off of you. They lay their problems down on you when they probably won't take it to the fleet managers. And I got a lot of respect for you. And I appreciate what you do for the industry, And first of all, I want to say welcome to all the Hornady guys that onboarded the board. We're a big family atmosphere. You guys are brothers and sisters now, and we appreciate you guys. I was talking to Raymond before the podcast, and just kind of asked, "Hey, do you have any camera experience? Have you ever been on camera before? Have you ever did a podcast?" And he said, "Yeah," and he said it was more of a sports podcast. You want to talk to me about that? And how was it?
Oh yeah, it was new. Me and a couple coworkers I used to work with, we did it, and we just joking around. Just decided to do it one day, man, and it turned out being like a 4-hour podcast. I know we did it too long, but you know what I mean. But you know how guys is once they start talking sports, you can't get them to shut up. You know what I mean?
Yep. And then just a brief little deal on sports, since we talking about sports now. If we had to choose, because see here, you either Alabama or y'all.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. But I will tell you, I'm a Georgia Bulldog. I was born and raised in Georgia. I root for everything to come out of the state of Georgia, except for Georgia Tech. It's all good.
All good deal. I got to give you the respect right now. You guys are you at the top right now. So one thing I can tell you, when you're at the top of the mountain, everybody's trying to climb.
It's all right. I think we're well prepared for it.
All right. Well, let's not get off topic. Let's get back to this deal. So, Raymond, I think you've been here about 2 weeks now. Talk to me about your experience. What's the difference to what you used to do? Is there any difference in, what you do now? I mean, how do you feel? Do you feel better about the situation? Kind of talk to us about it.
Well, I tell you, one of the most important things to me was I was able to keep my same position here. You know
Awesome.
what I mean? I have 3 kids and a wife, and, I'm a young guy, so being over the road during the week and coming home on the weekend, it was kind of, a strain on relationships. So I was able to keep this, position I was in now, being over here at Boyd, one of the things I noticed that you guys are a lot hands-on,
Awesome.
Hands-on. I'm talking about everything from details with your straps to your tires, a lot of things that we had to, as a driver, we had to account for, but you all account for it, also. And the pay, I can't forget about the pay, you know what I mean? The pay went up, you know what I mean? So that was a plus for me, man, as I'm sure other drivers too felt the same way.
I think that we're headed down a great path, man, and we're glad to have you guys, and definitely, we like, what you guys bring. Met a lot of extremely nice guys that we love to have over here, and that I can't wait to dig into their lives and figure out, who you are, who your family is, what your kid do. Just me, like to get in details like yourself. So talk to me about your history at Hornady. How did you start off? What brought you to Hornady?
Let's see. Every truck driver, I think, story started off the same. They had a father-in-law or a father or uncle or something that started driving trucks. So it was me. It was my father-in-law. He was trying to get me in the trucks for years. You know what I'm saying? And right before COVID hit, I decided I'm gonna give it a try. did it, and he told me flatbed was the man job. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
He told me flatbed was the man job. So I got in the flatbed. He told me about a company that he used to work for named Hornady. He said it was a good company to start out with, and they'll get you where you need to be. So I started off at Hornady. I started off being over the road. About a year and a half, 2 years in, um, they called me in to fill in for a local guy that they had. Couple months later, they decided to, transition from him and offer me the job, So I took it, and I started building relationships with the other driver just from being on the yard. You know what I mean? I would give out my phone number. We would exchange phone numbers, and I thought that was kind of good because it was always something that I can learn from them and they can learn from me. And if I can ever help you with something, you can give me a call. And if I ever needed you, I hope I would be able to do the same. Yeah, and then we transitioned to here the boy. It's just a new chapter in the same book.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude. And you gonna hear me say awesome a ton. I think they may be doing a little sideshow of me saying awesome. It's just I get so excited about just hearing the story. All the guys that you talk to each day, I'm sure they've stressed how excited they are. What is, if you just had to take 10 guys and talk to them that you've talked to and just anything good about the transition, what do you hear from the other Hornady guys?
It would be the change in pay rate from miles to percentage.
That's good, and I'm glad to see that, and I think my boss would be absolutely excited to hear that once he hear this podcast, that the guys are excited about our percentage pay. All right, now back to my man Raymond here. Because he's a great speaker. I just like this dude. If y'all can't tell, he's a very exciting person to be around. Raymond, what are some of your hobbies? I heard you mention earlier that you got 3 kids and a family man. So on the weekend when you're not driving and you got a little time to kind of just chill, do your thing, what's a Raymond weekend look like for the Raymond for the Adams family?
Let's see, I have 2 different weekends. If you're talking about football weekend, football seasons, now I gotta tell you, my Saturdays are dedicated to football. You know what I'm saying? It has been about 5 years and running. I have never missed a Georgia Bulldog game. Never missed one. My Falcons are on a downhill right now. But, I had about a 6-year run where I went there every home game. Yeah. So football season, my wife know, my kids know, we all football. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now during the off season, that's pretty much my wife plan. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go wherever she want to go with, Yeah. So we might go over to her relatives. We might cook out at the house. It just depends. But it's always family. All my kids are always involved in all my weekends. My wife is involved. And that's about it. It's my weekends.
Well, Raymond, I know you got a job to do. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I pulled you off the road this morning to come do this. I appreciate what you do. We appreciate being easy and easing the driver's mind through this transition, because I couldn't tell you, with you being a part of the transition, talking to guys, let them know what to expect that board, before they got here, because you was one of the guys they reached out to. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you did to help us get through this. And I think that we'll be a great team moving forward. Anything you want to offer to the drivers out here today?
Drive Boyd.
Go Boyd. You heard it. All right, guys. That'll wrap up episode 18 of season 2. Anybody that want to hear this podcast, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, any social media platform that's out there. We try to make sure that we're attached to it. And to any driver that's looking for a truck driving career versus a truck driving job, go Boyd.